can tell, we're gonna go over my exotic weapons. I think I have like 4 or 5. I do not know. I do this mainly because I can't pick up mods because I really don't get rid of them. I'm too lazy to. But we're gonna go to tower and check out the exotics. I don't have any of the exotic weapons on me. I should actually put that on. I don't know if New Sea is actually a good submachine gun added by Curse of Osiris, but this reminds me of a Vanguard version of the Better Devil. But it's probably because, like, yeah, it looks exactly like the Better Devils, except it's a Vanguard version, and it doesn't have the cool ability or whatever. But I have used the hand cannon. It's not too bad. It could be better. Main one I've been using is like Bad News, which isn't really the best. I bet you this one looks better. I can just tell by looking at it. This is one exotic, and I had to get. And the reason I have this is I had to get rid of another exotic I had in the slot to put this on. Was it? Sometimes when I go to tower, it does this glitch where it like takes forever to load it in. Oh no, it's just a loading screen. It didn't show up yet. But no. Try this again. Cause sometimes like servers might do stuff like that. My main Crucible character is my Hunter, which I think is hilarious because the Hunter has like the lowest health. But you know, the health doesn't matter. Because I think the main reason that I get lots of kills with the Hunter is because I use the Risk Runner. And it's not because people just happen to have just that wrong gun shooting me with it. It's mainly because it's a pretty speedy and pretty under-recoiled submachine gun, which basically means that it can outgun most opponents. Like, I've outgunned Titans using assault rifles with that Risk Runner as a Hunter, not like as a Titan, you know, because like it's easier to outgun somebody as the same class or as like a Titan because you know you're gonna have more health. But yeah, I also got the, like, this is actually a shader for like the body, but it looks so good. We're gonna go and check them out. This is how I rank these exotics. And it's mainly like 3 of them are the ones you can get from Asher. Yeah, like that's mainly the ones, but this is just gonna be a top 4 thing. Who knows? I could rank my exotic armor and stuff. I need to get this. It's Kate's favorite. That's why I like that. It just says that. Exotics are not a common thing. I wish this though was replaced with Sweet Business, as these two were that was like the Warlocks beta exotic, the Hunters, and then the Titans with Sweet Business. But I think they just wanted like one of each type of damage for your energy. But I also got Cold Heart from that pre-order thing. They gave me that, but I didn't even pre-order the game. But how I'm gonna rank these is hold on, I'm turning this down so that way I can kind of hear me think. How I'm gonna rank these is, first of all, we're gonna start off with number 1 being this, or no, let's start off with number 5. Number 5, Cold Heart. Now I know Cold Heart is a pretty good trace rifle. And I think it's like one of the only actual trace rifles in the game besides Bernhardt, or I still can't remember the name, but it's not one I'd prefer. Arc damage, it's not that good. But it is pretty good against bosses, as it does continuous damage instead of firing bullets and then doing like kind of little gaps in between. So that's probably one main thing it's good for. No wait, what's gonna be next on the list? The next on the list is the Graviton Lance. And these are out of my exotics, so if something beats this out in the future, then you know, yeah, take that out on just because of another exotic, but this is definitely a good looking gun, because like you can see it's got like that void light just pulsing from one end, and it's like ready to fire it out the barrel of the gun. And here's the thing, it's exotic perk. I know most of you probably already know Cold Heart, especially if you got pre-ordered the game or got the beta. You probably just got this gun for free, like I did. I just had like the redeem code. I didn't pre-order the game. But third shot of a burst rips a hole through space-time, doing high damage and recoil with no fall off. Now, most people say, but what about recoil? How's this gun deal with recoil? I'll get to that after I check out its other perks. Hammer forged rifling, just increased ranged and durable ranged barrel. Accurized rounds, increased range. Cosmology, kills with this weapon cause enemy targets to detonate. Basically, it's like a round burst version of the sunshot and does void damage instead. And then fitted stock, increases stability, moderate recoil, moderately controls recoil. And then slightly decreases handling speed. Now, this kind of would kind of throw you off. Now, these two, I think, are probably why this exotic perk right here is really good, because when I've used this gun, the only recoil I experience is after this perk's active, where it gives a lot of recoil but no fall off. So this is a pretty great pulse rifle. I saw this one guy, he ranked all the exotic weapons, and he ranked this one in like one of his lowest. So this is the difference between the thing is, if you look at some of its other things, or just fitted stock kind of decreases its recoil to where it's only recoil from this. So that's kind of the only problem. So unless you're like a retard who can't act, or like actually mentally retarded and you can't see what you're shooting, then yeah, you're probably not gonna get all the shots. But most people that play shooters are not mentally retarded, so you should be good. And then at number 3 is gonna be the Sunshot. And this is just out of my exotics. If you want me to rank some of the legendaries I've gotten, I can probably do that if I can remember them all. Now, obviously, everybody should know this gun, and it's probably a go-to one. You should always try to get this whenever you go to Asher. Like, just play through twice just to get this hand cannon if you got the Risk Runner first or something. But everybody knows what this does is it fires explosive rounds. Now, basically what that means is once you get a kill with this gun, it will explode. I don't even think I'd need to go over its other perks, because, well, it's just what it is. It's a really great shot of gun. Then first is the Risk Runner. Now, its exotic perk kind of makes it more situational for doing high amounts of damage. But here's the thing. Its exotic perk just makes it better for those situations, as for an SMG, it's not too bad. I mean, its magazine holds 41 bullets. It's pretty good for an SMG. I've seen like some that I think were just about like 25 to 30. But rounds per minute, you can fire off 900 rounds per minute. And that's how fast this gun shoots. And I've outgunned people a lot with this thing. So that's kind of why that's one of my favorites. But I'm also going to go over a few pretty great legendaries that I've either seen used or that I've personally used. So bad news is one I'd say is pretty decent, you know. You got a few good perks. Now, it's not as good as like Better Devils or something, but it can get the job done. Okay? That's all that really matters, is it gets the job done. Now, I think I haven't gotten a chance to use this, but let's just see what its perks are. So you can get a tactical mag, which slightly increases stability, increases reload speed, and slightly increases magazine size. So pretty decent. This weapon has multiple tactical improvements. Okay. Accurized magazine, just accurized rounds, basically increased range. Then this perk, quick draw. This weapon can be drawn unbelievably fast. That's kind of probably why I call this pretty good, just by reading its perks, because I haven't used it yet. Drang, I think, is a pretty good legendary sidearm. Now, I don't see why you'd actually put a shader on a freaking Leviathan raid looking gun. And I swear, this thing looks like you'd hold it in the like somebody would have it in the Leviathan. But the perks are, or it's got adaptive frame, well-rounded grip, and all that stuff. But it's got it's increased range. Okay, just when I've used this thing, is pretty good. I would not really rank. I'm not really the guy to rank power weapons, since I don't really prefer power weapons as long as it's powerful. That's good. Now, living memory. I only use this for a quick bit, but it's got melee kills reload a portion of the magazine, so that's pretty good. If you're like a Titan and you're running in with this hand cannon, or let's just say you're running in with this hand cannon, and they're firing off at people. Well, here's the thing. Let's say you melee kill somebody. This is probably a great perk to have, as it gives you a portion of the mag back, and also its max magazine I think is 13. Let me just check this. That decreased it to 11, but its lowest is 11, its highest is 13, so that's pretty good.
Did you show the darkness what light can do?
Alright, this, I'm gonna have to go into this part, but everybody can, if you can see this, everybody already knows this is coming up, but the Better Devils, I've only heard about this, but let's just take a look at this. Projectiles create an area of effect detonation on impact. Now, I've not been able to use this as it is a Crucible earned weapon, and I haven't even gotten every part of the thing for my my hunter. I could pull this, but I don't even have everything for this guy, because I only play Crucible with guns I really like and stuff. Now, the reason I thought I had 5 or 6 at least, but no, I was wrong. Also, tell me how you can get some exotics pretty fast. Now, I know a way to get some guaranteed legendary engrams, and if I were to rank these, let's just take a look at these things' perks as well. I've just gotten this, so I haven't checked out its perks yet, but I will actually rank, we'll just take a look at these perks. Now, these are Warlock things, but everybody knows a Warlock is not too bad of a class to play. If you prefer a different class, that's you, but I prefer the Warlock, especially with its recovery speed. I mean, oh my god, it's amazing. But this thing, Vampire's Curse. Now, this was a very good perk. I remember using it. It was amazing. But melee attacks grant increased resilience and mobility, and they highlight injured enemies. Melee kills greatly restore health. Now, this is a great perk. Basically, just melee is overpowered. And if you usually use mid-range to close-range weapons, this is the perfect thing to have. So, I bought this off of the Trials, or not the Trials of the 9, the Agent of the 9 guy. Now, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see it in his store, but I think he can drop, it's a drop out of one of the engrams he will sell. So, and also I think it's a drop out of exotic engrams. But still, this is a really great exotic. I remember using it. I really liked it. It's just really good looking thing as well. Now, this one, everybody knows where you can get this, as a lot of you Warlocks probably have already gotten this. I Have Another World. Now, I haven't checked this out, but highlights priority targets, and it improves the regeneration speed of your grenade, melee, and rift abilities. I chose it just because I thought it looked cool, as it looked like fog was basically what you were wearing on your head. You just wore a helmet that was holding in fog. But yeah, that's a pretty great perk. Now let's see the stag. Now stag I am wearing right now, and it looks amazing, honestly, because it's basically like you took a deer's head, you put it on a warlock's helmet, and then that's basically what you have here. But let's check out its exotic ability. Dearly Departed. Grants rift energy when you are critically wounded. Dang. That is... I got no words. That's great. And I haven't used this on against enemies or something yet, so that's going to be great for that. On your death, creates a brief healing rift on your corpse. That's great for strikes and basically anything that requires more than one person. This is great for it, because it's all rift based, and well, if you're low health, you're going to rely on your healing rift, and it puts a healing rift down on your corpse. So basically, tip guys, if you ever see the stag helmet on a warlock, go to revive them whenever they die, because that basically just means you're going to run into a healing rift. And honestly, I am going to go over some pretty great, now, I don't think these are going to be the same, but I will go over some of the perks of some of the gears, like the gear you can get here. That does not have any perks I can see. Alright, this has the just mobile warlock armor. So, yeah. That is improved. Okay, most of this, it's just improved mobility. I'm gonna check this as well. Yeah, this is mobile warlock. I think it's all mobile, but yeah, I guess that's pretty good in Crucible if you're running around all the time. And I'm pretty sure the perks are all different, but I'm going over this just to make this video a bit longer and a bit more interesting. And also, I'll check the perks of some of the legendaries I have. So these robes, I love them with this shader. So good looking. Oh, this has restorative warlock armor, and this is great just because warlocks have great recovery in the first place. So that's just great in general. I did get this to drop. I saw it and I'm like, ooh, that looks cool. This is just like some pretty cool lore thing, you know. It looks good though, so I guess that could be a reason to have it. I don't know. The Trace 5, I don't know what these are. Is that mobile warlock? No, that's restorative. So yeah, these two, like the two legendaries I have on, are pretty good, I guess. And I'm also gonna check out the Vanguard armor. So this comes with the heavy warlock. So these are heavy warlock armor. So that's good for resilience and stuff, but I usually don't try to get strike gear as it's not the best, and you can go for a lot better stuff. And definitely stuff you can aim to keep. And also, I think I'll go over some of the drops. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go around the tower and look for people and see what they drop and what their perks are, just to make this a bit more interesting and kind of make it so any of you who might just want to play Destiny or have been thinking about playing Destiny 2, but you haven't really gotten to it yet, this is kind of a guide. Or not guide, but like kind of what you should try to aim to get. Now you can also get some pretty good gear from other planets, but I won't go over that in this video because I don't feel like going through a bunch of loading screens to every planet. Now this is the stuff you might recognize if you've actually played the Titan, or not the Titan, the Warlock. Alright, yeah, I forgot bands don't do anything. Now that is, alright, so this is mobile Warlock, I guess. I'm kind of curious about that, because it's not restorative, it's mobile. Well, is its perk? I mean, I can get that for a Titan, or not a Titan, a Hunter. I always get them mixed up when I'm not, because like a Warlock I associate with like robes and stuff, but I always mix up Titan and Hunter for some reason. Oh wait, New Monarchy's over here. Hey, my boy, New Monarchy. New Monarchy won, by the way. I think it's probably because they got like probably the most like fixed, good-looking armor. I mean, I chose New Monarchy twice. That's how much I trust in them. But let's see. Forget the bands. I always forget the bands. Okay, so this is improved mobility armor. But let's just take a look at with that armor and the ornaments. Look at it. And that's just the Warlock. I mean, the Hunter and Titan look just as good. I mean, the helmet could be better for the Warlock, but still, New Monarchy has got some pretty good looking stuff, especially like with the red and gold. Gives me like that Japanese or Chinese, I don't know, but that kind of feel, you know. This gives me an actual Warlock feel what I'm wearing, like, you know, that traditional original Warlock stuff you get. For some reason it looked like I had an awoken character, but my character is indeed human as a Warlock. Here, I'll prove it. That's how I shall always prove that a character is a human, is based on that dance. Because each thing has a set dance, like Exo properly, they do the robot. The humans do a break dance, and then the Awoken do some type of interpretive dance. Which I kind of think is a bit silly, but, or not silly, but a bit strange, but, you know, kind of okay, I guess, but. This is hilarious. New Monarchy is the only one that's not in the hangar. I don't think they take New Monarchy, the Future War Cult, or Dead Orbit down until the next faction rally. Cause this has been up for like 2 weeks, the New Monarchy reward thing or celebration thing. So here's Future War Cult. This small like little walkway I think is not really that good. I mean, it is indoors.
Come to help us.
No. It only shows the ornaments because I'm unable to obtain the stuff, but we can still look at the stuff from just looking at faction rewards you'll get. So that is recovery. So this is good for a Warlock character because it's like recovery for a Warlock. I think it was meant for it because it looks more like that smart Warlock type. It's got that type of look to it. This one I think more people would associate with a Hunter, and then New Monarchy most people would probably associate with the Titan. I can't agree, but still, no. I still prefer. Alright, let's see. This is probably going to be like resilience. Yep, I knew it. So, I say if you're a Titan, come here. Warlock, Future War Cult, and Hunter, New Monarchy. Hey, for like the armor, or actually, nah, it really all depends because I think it's gonna be different for each one. But I just wanted to do some more stuff, both to kind of, you know, because I don't have that many exotic weapons, so. That's kind of the reason I thought I had more, but it was just like Cold Heart and then like 3 you get from just playing through the campaign, so that kind of sucked. But still though, they're pretty great exotics, and I might actually get one right now. Because there's one right here. And the Graviton Lance. And I'm actually going to test this out right now for you guys. Show you this is actually how it actually works. So we're just going to go somewhere simple like the EDZ and just test it on some Fallen. But this is mainly just to kind of prove the point that this is actually a great exotic, and I think if you play through all the characters or just play through the game and you're really into doing the PvE thing, or you're not really too much into Crucible, or you just plan to get like a different weapon for the Crucible and not rely on exotics, And this is definitely one I'd recommend getting, but there's like one problem, is it's incredibly underpowered for this character now, but I am going to kind of test out some of these. This, I'm so glad you actually get the drops like that Cade gives you. You know, Cade will give you like these, like a sword for each one. But this is the one for the Warlock. The other one for like the Titan, it's like, I think the Titan one, like the Titan and Hunter are my favorites, because like it's not like just a simple sword you can get at the beginning of the game. It's uncommon, you know, they're unique, because Quick Fang, which is the one you get for the Hunter, it's one-handed, and I think it makes you run, because like whenever I hold a sword, I always like feel like I'm running faster. But here's the thing now, I'm pretty sure it actually makes you go faster than that. This, I mean, don't tell me this doesn't look like a Vanguard version of the Better Devils. Sounds like the Better Devils as well. Doesn't have the reload speed, but increased mag size, I think is actually a really, really great thing, because, so the Better Devils, I'm gonna res this guy, because I bet you, but this is just to test out this gun. But the Better Devils, it's got like, it's just got high damage, basically what it is. This thing has got increased ammo, and you can get like increased, basically instead of having like 8 rounds but increased reload speed, this thing has 11 shots and increased reload speed. And you can see that whenever I shoot this thing, its recoil only happens at like the very last shot. Do you really die again? What's this guy's level? Level 16. You shouldn't be dying here. That's sad. If he was level 6, I would kind of understand that, but bruh. Nope. This is actually a really great hand cannon. Who knows? If I get the Better Devils for like one character, I'm gonna just keep this hand cannon for another. Which one was this called again? This is the Last Memory, I think. Oh, it's Living Memory. But yeah, this basically is a Vanguard version of the Better Devils, and it's got a few different perks, but this perk is a good one. That's kind of like a good thing. It's got a lot of freaking ammo, because I mean, you can either have really quick reload speed and like 11 rounds, so basically all you lose is like 2 rounds or 2 bullets. I keep saying rounds. Or you could have 11 bullets and really quick reload speed. But this thing's like, alright, I'm gonna shoot this thing at this dreg. I did not even see the recoil that time, but watch this. See, when it jars, it's after I fired the 3rd shot. Which I think is probably why this is actually a really great exotic, and if you think it's bad, then I think you're either going too much with the headshots, or you're just not really, you know, because this is a pulse rifle that does more damage on its final impact, so I don't think you should be trying to use it, like a freaking scout rifle, or any normal pulse rifle you'd have. You should be trying to use it like, I don't know. What should you be trying to use it as? Like a hand cannon, but you're getting like body shots with it, you know? Treat it kind of like that if you're only getting body shots and not trying to aim for headshots. I'm not resin you this time. Yeah, this hand cannon's pretty great. This is pretty great. Let's test out this grenade launcher, shall we? Let's see. Alright, and Drang. It's a really easy gun to get, as you get it like right after you finish that quest. When you know, when you finish the campaign, you get a quest on each planet. Well, the one on Nessus, you get this. It's got some recoil, but it's pretty powerful for a sidearm. And it looks like if you took James Bond's pistol and turned it gold. That's how I describe this thing. Plus the Drang ain't too bad. I could say there could be a lot better sidearms. Heck, who knows, the Rat King sidearm might even be better than Drang, but still. Drang isn't too bad, and you do require to get a kinetic weapon. I don't know what kinetic weapon, because I haven't actually finished it, because, you know, I'm a pleb who's never gotten an exotic engram. That's a joke, but still, seriously though, I have not gotten an exotic engram except for the one Zavala gives you for free. And I like, did that, like, quest, or like, I finished the thing, and instantly decrypt that exotic engram. And what's funny is I don't think I even got, I think I got like nothing good out of that at all. Like, cause otherwise I probably would have either one more exotic weapon or one more exotic piece of armor. Cause I know exactly how I got the gauntlets, and partially know how I got the and I know, cause like just a few, like I think it was like an hour ago or something, I got the stag. Also, Destiny, you got one big problem with you, and that is this one simple fact is, if something has too low of a power level, it cannot be infused. Now, I think that should be applied to armor, so that way, you know, you can't just infuse all your armor into one thing, and then, like, you got, like, incredibly overpowered piece of armor. Now, yes, this is for certain something I think would be controlled in the game, but this is also another thing, is this one simple fact is, let's also test out this submachine gun, because I have not used it yet. High recoil, expected though. I don't like the recoil aspect, because I don't like trying to control the gun, because I think a gun should control itself a bit more than you controlling it. Because that's how you know it's a good gun, is when it kind of controls itself a little bit, and you do less controlling. Because, like, you move incredible amounts. I mean, it's not too bad, but, like, alright, so, pull that out. Pull that out. So, it's got a pretty great perk, but honestly, I don't like submachine guns in the main category, like, you know, kinetic. I prefer them in energy as like kind of a sidearm thing. You know, so I'm like firing out a hand cannon in kinetic, and then switch to an energy weapon that's like a submachine gun. You know, that's usually my loadout. Hand cannon, kinetic, then energy submachine gun. But the main reason I want to test out this exotic was, you know, just to kind of disprove that guy's theory. I forgot what it was. I think it was like Scar something 9. But he basically ranked all the exotics, and he put this one in the lowest spot. So I tried to kind of debunk what he was saying. I'm sure the recoil does not bounce back to the original spot, but I don't know how many people actually try to go for headshots with pulse rifles, as you're not really going to get any of them. I'm actually going to see how this shoots. Okay, that's actually a great grenade launcher, because it blows up on impact. And if you guys know, most grenades do not blow up on impact from grenade launchers. Gotta love them sticky grenades. Now, yes, pulse grenades are pretty good, but a sticky one, bruh, you're never gonna have a problem with the boss, because it'll stick to him. How can I not hit that thing with a freaking hand cannon? It's probably because it's like going blah, 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 all over the place. It's just all over the place. Aren't there usually like Cabal that come through here, or have they come through and I'm just not seeing them? I bet you if I kill this, I'll get like a supply drop or something. Because servitors do not usually spawn in this area. Yep, knew it. It gives you loots. I bet you if I kill this thing, I'll get loot. And what do you know? See, the second objective, decrypt exotic engrams. 1, I have not gotten any. Yeah, so that's kind of testing out the legendaries I'm using, and also to test out this exotic, because this exotic's decent. It's not the best. I wouldn't say it's like the best. There are probably a few other pulse rifles you can go for, but this is definitely a really great one if you're not going for that headshot damage, because its recoil is pretty bad if you continuously are firing like a freaking assault rifle. But if you're firing like the way I'm firing, where it's like, you know, not crazy amounts. Yeah, can you actually hit the guy before you run into him? That would be a great idea. Okay, that missed poorly. Still got that droopiness I hate. It was the best freaking power weapon I had, so. And now, and also by this point, all my characters can actually play the raid. I just don't have anybody to play with. Destiny, you should fix stuff like that. Like the Nightfall should just have an autofill. The raid should also have an autofill, because I'm pretty sure you can't do any part of the raid solo at all. I'm pretty sure like 100% of it requires more people, because like I'm just getting to like the parkour part, you know, it's like the escape the reactor part, and it's just like, nope, you're not allowed to leave. And I'm like, bruh, what the heck? Apply some Crucible Glory on there. There's like Vanguard Discipline. But I mean, why would I make a Vanguard weapon more Vanguardy? Exactly. Like, oh, I could trick somebody into thinking this is the Better Devils. Because if you've ever seen the Better Devils, it is a Crucible weapon. This is not the Better Devils. This is just going to look like it. And that's really making me mad. It's like the Vanguard symbol, it's uneven. So whenever you run with this, if it's like that, it's gonna be so freaking annoying if you have some OCD. Like if they just aligned, I'd be fine, but it doesn't align at all. Go away. You're all dead already anyway. Or you should all be. But yeah, this is so I'm just gonna go over like a little recap right now. So hide in the bush. Nobody's gonna see you. If the antlers don't give you away. But the Graviton Lance is the thing. Are you going for the headshots, man? Because yeah, that's probably what your problem is. You shouldn't be going for the headshots if it's got that with its exotic ability. You shouldn't be doing that. You really should not be doing that. I promise you, you'll get way better way better results with this if you're not going for precision. And also, its recoil is only affected by that third shot. So if you're shooting from the body up on most things, should end up killing it. And on Vex, it'll just get precision shots anyway, because you're shooting the body of the thing and then you're going up to the head. I'm like shooting this guy from like really far away, like low key, trying to make it so he doesn't know I'm here. Dang it, he knows I'm here. Ah! That failed. That failed. That did not go the way I wanted it to. There goes that dude. There's only one thing I would really like. There's actually, and also another thing is, if you've ever seen the Skyburner's Oath, where it's basically really great against Cabal. Now I might not think that's good, but let's say you play Meditations just to get some legendaries to infuse into some of your favorite legendaries or exotics that you don't use all the time, but you do like switch them up into some of your favorite loadouts and stuff. Let's say you're doing that type of thing. Well, and you're using Meditations to kind of, you know, have some fun out of it, and actually you get some more, I think, nah, it doesn't give you legendaries, or legendary engrams are not more common, but still though. Well, it is not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So, keep that in mind. But the main reason I'd love it, especially if I was playing a meditation, is here's the thing. Most of the meditations are Red War revolving around, or they revolve around like major points in the Red War, like defeating Gaul, other things like that. Well, Skyburner's Oath shoots through Cabal shields, and it does extra damage to Cabal. So you can see why that's good for meditations that revolve around you killing most Cabal. It's basically like the thing you do for meditations. You use that for meditations. Unless it's a Curse of Osiris one. Then you do not use that for meditations. Also, use it for the raid. Use it for the Leviathan raid. Like, let's say you're just trying to get some, like, let's say you need an exotic engram, like I do, for, like, something, or you're just, like, you know, want some exotics, but you aren't getting any dropped up from legendaries, and you aren't getting that many exotic engrams, and you're just playing the Leviathan raid again, just because. Well, guess what? Skyburner's Oath. Now, yeah, it was added in with a Vex-related DLC, but there is another one coming out this May, which is great for me, because that's around my birthday. I'm not going to say exactly when, but it's around then, and then I can just get that. Then, I don't know exactly when in May, it's just going to be in May, so that's kind of cool, I guess. I'm kind of just testing out these exotics and legendaries. Now, if you've ever used the Risk Runner, its recoil isn't the... It's, like, pretty good for a submachine gun. Honestly, like, I just tested that the last city, but, I just dismantled it, dang it, but... So, I was like, no, that thing's just, like, for every clip. Unless, you know, you end up getting Arc Conductor. You know, I'm just taking out these fallen, like, freaking easy. Thing ever, but you know, this is also really great of an exotic. Now, it's not the best, that's why I ranked it in like my third spot out of all my exotics. The reason I ranked Coldheart last is I don't really see much use for it because it's like a laser. Yeah, I get that, but how often are you actually going to use that thing? Exactly. Not that often. And some people will use that for like Crucible, and like if I could use any exotic in the Crucible, I'd freaking rather pretty much just straight up prefer using the Risk Runner. Now, it's always a risk whenever I use that, but still, it's mainly because I can outgun people way better than with, like, that thing, because I think it's got low damage, high damage per second, but just low damage per each time you will take damage from the thing. But watch, again, this just to kind of debunk this dude's theory. You see kind of the impact that happened there. It like all depends on how accurate you want to be, but this is actually a really great pulse rifle. Well, you know, Sunshot's pretty good, but the reason I wouldn't think my friend would be a good use for it is you guys remember him from COD 8. Well, the reason I think he should not use the Sunshot or this is because. Alright, so I remember this. I don't think it was in a video. I think it was just when we were playing like 1v1, but here's the thing. He was using the MV4 because the MV4 is probably going to be the easiest for somebody who's terrible at shooting when it's got literally no recoil except for like, you know, that's like it's basically recoil. Like you can kind of barely see it move. Like, it's only noticeable if you're actually shooting a wall and not a person, because if you're shooting a person, you're more likely going to be noticing you shooting the person than the gun moving. When you see it on a wall, it's, like, way more distinct. But yeah, it's got literally almost no recoil, and it takes him a whole clip of 36 bullets to actually kill somebody with it. That's basically why I don't think he should have Sunshot. And if you think, well, wouldn't it be worse with a submachine gun that has some recoil? Well, Here's the thing, no. Because all I really need to do is kind of push it down just a little bit as you're shooting with it, and then you're pretty much 100% a good. Which is kind of why I think it's not that bad of a submachine gun. And why I think it's not that bad of an exotic. Now, its perk is pretty based around like Taken and Fallen, but those are some of the more common things. As the Taken, you'll see them on IO a lot. You'll see them in the EDZ as well, like on that one certain strike. But basically, let's say whenever you go to IO for whatever reason, you know, that's going to be a gun that want. And heck, here's probably the best thing, though, is always... Oh, crap. This sucks. Oh, wait, no. This is what I'd recommend you do. Get the Risk Runner, your first playthrough, if you ever play this game, when you get to IO. And that is because, if you remember playing through the campaign, and you remember its probably worst feature was the first boss fight, or first official one, I'd say. This is like a mining thing, so we're playing public event with these with the exotic and legendary, but so we're testing out the hand cannon basically for this, and also this pretty neat little exotic. Where is he? Where'd he go? Dang it. See? There's that rift. There's that rift that I was talking about. That's pretty good effect, isn't it? Now, honestly, I did not have to grind at all for that helmet, the stag. Of course, people are gonna be all over that public event. I've had a sparrow like do like probably a 7 in 60. Not a 760, probably like a 780 before. Just because like I think I just charged it off of the edge or something, and then once it hit the ground it did like a 780. It was amazing. And also, it landed perfectly. It didn't flip upside down and then make me flip it up again. That shot. This is my favorite type of shot. How many of you can actually pull off a shot like that? Leave it in the comments. I'm trying to pull off that shot, but their head is way too small to be on their shoulders. I'm trying to pull off shots like that. It's way harder on Cabal when it's like that. Okay, I got the shot. It didn't insta-kill him. I don't know why. It's not the easiest to pull off shots like that, but still, I love getting shots like that with a hand cannon. Alright, we're here to test out this exotic. Just kind of show it off. And also to really just debunk that guy's opinion. Now, obviously, it was his opinion, but he's basically ranking it on its usefulness. Well, just check out how much extra damage it does just because of that. Now, obviously, you could have a better pulse rifle exotic, like the what was it? The wing, the golden wing. I don't know. Well, I'm just call it the chicken wing, just to be funny. Like what I call the Curse of Osiris hunter gear is the Dorito cult gear. Honestly, if you said it was the Illuminati, I'd say, just because the Illuminati is like a triangle with an eyeball, they also have other symbols, or what people would say is other symbols. I really just think it's stupid and ridiculous. Because, I mean, how can one group pull the whole world's strings? I mean, the Institute pulls all of America in Fallout's strings, but it's mainly because nobody can really even confirm their existence. Oh my god, I just realized something. They're the Fallout version of the Illuminati. I really just helped with that. I didn't even get anything out of that except for some glimmer, but who really cares? I was just trying to test out this exotic. And also this legendary hand cannon as well. Which honestly is probably, if you're going by ammo, it's probably just as good and way easier to get too, because you can actually get it off of Ikora when playing Curse of Osiris, and also from like Zavala in Vanguard drops and stuff. But here's the thing, it might actually just be on par with the Better Devils, which I think is probably why it looks like a Vanguard version, because now the Better Devils can, I think its max is 11, but doesn't have quick reload speed. Now this thing's minimum is 11, and which I think makes it a bit more on par with the Better Devils. Grave Robber, which ain't too bad. Does that have faster reload speed? Yep, way faster. And obviously, I think it's basically like just in this standpoint, I think it can actually be just about on par with Better Devils. I mean, leave your opinion, but like this is reload speed as fast as the sun shot, and I'm pretty sure most of you actually got that. But hold on, I'm firing it off. See that reload speed? That's freaking reload speed right there. I don't even think the Better Devils reloads that fast, but I could be wrong, and all I saw was like the extended mag version. But I think this thing might actually be just on par with the Better Devils, because isn't the Better Devils like max 8 bullets? You know, like pretty much a normal standard any standard hand cannon. So this is just kind of showing off these two, and if anybody had like a low opinion on them, well, this is just debunking that opinion. And so obviously, if you add fast reload speed, that does bump you off 2 bullets, but look how many bullets this thing actually holds at minimum, which is 11. That's a lot of bullets. And look at this thing. Alright, if you're scoping with it, alright, if this guy doesn't dodge, then maybe I could pull off some better shots. Now, obviously, he is dodging, and I'm trying to like keep moving with him as well, so might also throw off some of those shots, but you only get recoil from, like, this is just debunking that one guy, that one guy's little idea of this being a bad exotic. Now, obviously I would wish this was actually Sweet Business you could get from Asher, because, I mean, bruh, Sweet Business, that's the business right there. That's gonna take care of all your problems. I think there's one problem with it, though. It's worse than a submachine gun in that standpoint. Basically, just because, like, once you start shooting at 300 miles per hour, it's gonna be, like, a freaking terrible thing for actual accuracy. But, you know, when you're comparing it to, like, a lot of the submachine guns, it could actually be better. Or, as it's got, like, 100 bullets. I think it's got, like, more than the Cold Heart, and Cold Heart's like a freaking laser beam. Here's the thing, this is kind of just debunking that one guy's opinion on this gun right here. And also to kind of just see how good the hand cannon I have is. And now I think about it, it's actually a really great hand cannon, just like from me using it. This ain't that bad of a hand cannon. There are probably some better ones out there, but I think this one's on par with the Better Devils. This is what I think of that hand cannon. I love it. It's a pretty great hand cannon. I mean, and it looks just like the Better Devils, just Vanguard version. But here's the thing with the Better Devils. I think the Better Devils, it does have more damage output. But this thing has more ammo capacity and faster reload speed. So I think that just kind of balances the fact that this is probably the twin brother, or that just non-identical twin brother. This is probably the non-identical twin brother of the Better Devils. Now, the reason I say this is probably just because of the fact that its reload speed is faster. I don't know if The Better Devils has the same ammo capacity, but I can bet you it probably has like 8 with quick reload and then 11 with extended mag. And also this I'd say in general is also a good exotic. Now I wouldn't recommend getting this over like a sunshot or something, because those could be way more useful, especially for people who want like an assault rifle as a main and then you know have a backup hand cannon or something. But still, watch this. Sounds cool. Now yes, this does have a lot of recoil by the time you end up finish shooting it, but it's a pulse rifle. So that means it's going to be doing a lot of damage, and you're probably going to be readjusting it and reloading it. So unless you're like going up against a boss, then I wouldn't recommend this. But like that's the only situation, and just don't use this for strikes, or use this for strikes and just like you know. But honestly, these two are actually really great. Living Memory, I gotta say, this thing is basically on par with the Better Devils. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's way better now. I think this is basically now on par with the Better Devils. I'm gonna have to say this thing's on par with the Better Devils right now. Because, you know, you fire off way more bullets, doing way more damage in the end, and the Better Devils won't, but it will just do more damage in general with explosive impacting rounds. So yes, the Better Devils will do more damage, but this thing right now against these Fallen, it's feeling like some Better Devils. I've never actually used the Better Devils, but I've seen gameplay of it, and I'm like seeing people just shred through enemies with this thing. Or not with this thing, but like with the Better Devils. I will try to get it though, see how close these things come to actually being twin brothers. It's just one having the better ammo capacity and the other having the better impact. Also, let's just take a look at this thing's stats, and then, alright, we'll go back to the tower right now. And this is also kind of testing out some legendaries, and I'm actually going to test this out. I'm going to go to Lord Shaxx. I'm going to check out the Better Devils impact. And then on the way, we'll check out the Living Memories impact. Now, it's like the same design, a weaker perk for sure. It's got adaptive frames, so, and I think that's also the exact same as the Better Devils adaptive frame. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same as the Better Devils, so that's probably why it's giving me that feel. From what I've seen of the Better Devils. But also, you got Grave Robber. I mean, it's not the most useful, but it's somewhat so forth. But it's, if this thing has more ammo than the Better Devils, it's better than the Better Devils. Look at that impact. Impact is damage, by the way. Rounds per minute, you can fire off 140 rounds per minute. Which surprised me, because this is a hand cannon with a bunch of freaking bullets. So I'm surprised you can fire off like 140 rounds. That's like 11 bullets. It's 140 times per minute. That's like, I think, 1,400 bullets, I think. No, I think it's like 2,800 bullets per second. I might be completely wrong about that, but I think it's 2,800 bullets per minute, not per second. That'd be amazing, but that'd just be like overpowered in the Crucible. Could you imagine that? You could probably like, kill the whole enemy team 3 times before you even reload. Now the tower is more full and crowded. Before it was like 2 people, now it's like 1 billion people. It's because it logs you onto like individual servers.
Always good to see another hero of the tower.
you were in the charge, so I guess I could call you a hero. Alright, let's check the Better Devils impact. Where are the Better Devils? It's not showing the Better Devils. It's not showing the Better Devils for me. Better Devils aren't showing. Can't compare the two if I can't find them. Does not compute. Had to replace the Better Devils. Gotten this before, but I hated its look. I don't see the Better Devils. It's probably because this isn't faction gear, but still though. Can't you show all your faction rewards instead of just some, please? Oh, you can't? Wait a minute. Oh, there's another hand cannon that was added, Nature of the Beast. That thing is like under the other thing, but I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna back out, go back in, and then okay, there it is. Right, here's the Better Devils. It's the same impact. Oh my God. They are the exact same. They're the exact same. Just one's Crucible themed, one's Vanguard themed. I'm shocked beyond belief. They are twins. They're just non-identical twins. Haha. How about that? I don't need to get the Better Devils. I already got a Better Devils right here. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm like so happy right now. I basically have a Better Devils. And a pretty cool exotic as well. I mean, it's not the best exotic, obviously, but it's a pretty cool one. I mean, not gonna lie. I will have to infuse it a bit, but still. I want to keep this exotic on this character because it's a pretty good exotic. Because its recoil only happens after that third shot. And if you're shooting headshots, that's gonna probably kill an enemy before, you know. No, yeah, I'm definitely gonna use this. Probably not in Crucible, but dude, I have a Better Devils on me, just with probably not, bruh. This is a Better Devils, just with a different perk right here. That's the only, like, these are identical twins. No, these are just non-identical twins. I've made a great discovery. Living Memory and Better Devils are twins. Now, I bet you a lot of people would try to debunk the theory, but when you look at the stats, and the fact that you can actually, when you have Extended Mag, you have 13. Yeah, it's basically the exact same freaking stats. I am in shock, really, right now about this. I'm, like, so freaking happy. Because I don't need to grind your stupid Crucible for the freaking Better Devils. Because I already have a Better Devils. Now, I will probably grind for the Better Devils on other characters. But, like, when you add this on, oh, it's not the exact same. This thing will have better handling, but that's pretty much the only difference. And if you're used to hand cannons, you should have good handling anyway. So, yeah, there is a difference, but handling is not the key feature here. Key feature is impact. And this thing basically just has a different perk with the impact. Different perk than impact, I mean. But oh my gosh, that's freaking like amazing to me. I swear, I've never been so happy about finding something out like this for an exotic or a legendary. And also this exotic, No matter how many arguments you can try to make saying this is bad, well, just because of this perk, it debunks this thing's really intense recoil. So I guess they just put two perks together and made the perfect blend of an exotic. This is definitely a pretty good 3-round burst. Now, obviously, good pulse rifle. Now, obviously, the golden, the chicken wing, I'm gonna call it the chicken wing. Sorry if you really love the gun and you don't like it sounding like an insult to the gun. It's just that I don't have the chicken wing yet, so I don't freaking know what it's called. This thing could be, like, if you don't have the chicken wing, you can use this. Because the chicken wing shoots 5 rounds. So, yeah, that's definitely good, because I was like, it's a pulse rifle. How's it good at all? That was my question. But now I know. Now I know, guys. It's always whenever I end up going to this dude, I always have, like, enough. Yeah, I always have enough for a freaking engram for this dude. Ooh, oh. Ah, new hand cannon. And Probina. This looks like. Oh, God, guys. You Better Devil fans gonna hate this look, but look at this. Its impact is higher than the Better Devils. Now, aren't you hating that? They don't. I know you don't want to. I know you don't want to admit that. But look at the impact. That's better than the Better Devils, and well, the impact's better. The rest probably isn't. That's how you get those components. That's how. Now I'm kind of mad, but also kind of intrigued at the same time. I also want to see what ornament you can get for this thing. Graviton Lance ain't that bad. It's not a preferred weapon of mine, though. Try to get a few exotics, actually. A few of my exotics, I mean. Like, I want to try to get a few of them. Cold Hard, I think I'll go for the Risk Runner. Because, you know, I like the Risk Runner. I've said this before. But the Risk Runner is definitely a good one. It's basically my Crucible go-to weapon. But yeah, the Risk Runner is definitely like a really great exotic. It probably would overshadow the Graviton Lance, but still, Graviton Lance ain't too bad either. So, yep, definitely gonna be. Oh, they got the Traveler Ball. That's the Traveler before it turned into that. Keep it up there, yeah. I want to get up there and like kick it off. Kick it off. Pop it with the. Looks like I'm just like about to pop it. Like imagine that, just like going, up, pop. It's like, ah, come on, man. It's like that one guy that just was like had a pair of scissors and just had to stab a balloon, and you're just like, Jesus, dude, did you really have to do that? Alright, well, that's basically been the end of this video. I found the twin brother of the Better Devils, and I'm definitely going to be using this hand cannon. Hand cannon I'm keeping. But I also want to find